Hello and welcome to episode 315. Alright, for this video guys, I'm back down on the Syndicate Lake and I've got another 3-nighter ahead of me, just like in the last video. Hopefully this video will be as successful as the last video, and I'm hoping so because this is going to be my last ever session here on Aspen Lake after sort of 5 years, just over 5 years of fishing here. I've decided I'm going to move on to pastures new. My ticket runs out on this lake in about 2 weeks time. My next 4 days off from work, me and the missus are having a little trip to Belfast because we really want to see the Titanic Museum and stuff like that there. So that would have been the last opportunity I could have fished on my ticket, but like I say, we've already got this little holiday booked up. So yeah, this is going to be my last ever session on Aspen Lake. Yeah, I've decided, yeah, I'm going to move on to pastures new. Where and when I'm going to go somewhere new, we'll reveal in due course. But yeah, so I wouldn't say kind of an emotional session this one, but yeah, it's yeah, it just feels weird knowing this is going to be my last ever session here. But anyway, so on to the fishing. So luckily, when I rocked up about 9 o'clock this morning, it's now about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there was only a few people on the lake. And the favourite swim on the lake, this one, the bench swim, was free. So I didn't even look around the rest of the lake. I just dropped straight into this swim. Why is it the favourite lake, the favourite swim on the lake, you may ask, for people who don't know, who may not see my blogs if you're a first-time viewer? It's because in the distance there you can see a bridge that goes from the mainland to the island. The other side of that bridge is an out-of-bounds fishing area. So basically, beyond there is the lake owner's sort of private garden and water area. So everything beyond that bridge is out-of-bounds to fishing until you get to sort of the other side of the lake. So basically, beyond that bridge is a kind of a sanctuary, a safe area for the fish. And then the reason why this is the favourite swim on the lake, or one of the favourite swims on the lake, is because when the fish come out from that sanctuary of Bob's Garden area down into the main body of the lake, this is the first swim that intercepts the fish. If you're, you know, when they're coming out from that area. So as you can see, the rod's already fishing. I didn't waste no time in getting the rods out today. So we have 2 rods up that channel, again, hopefully to intercept the fish coming out of that area, or even going into that area, to be fair. So yeah, we've got 2 rods up that channel, one to the kind of the right hand side of the channel, one to the left hand side of the channel, and the left hand rod is on the corner of the island here. Again, it's in a kind of an interception area where if any fish are coming down this part of the lake and going around the corner up the channel to the safe haven of Bob's Garden, Bob being the lake owner, or again if they're coming out and coming around the corner into the main body, that left hand rod on the corner again is a place where we'll intercept the fish. That's if they come out and do a right hand turn. Anyway, so yeah, so that's why this is one of the favourite swims on the lake. I'd say the second favourite swim on the lake is probably the other side, which again intercepts the fish coming out of Bob's out-of-bounds area, as if they're going up the other end of the lake. So yeah, I know I'm waffling on a bit, but like I say, because we've already got the rods out, We're fishing Ronnie rigs this time, slightly different to how I normally fish them, but we'll have a look at that tomorrow when we redo the rods. Again, I'm using the bait boat, and I'm baiting up similar to how I did with the last video, with a kind of a bit of a buffet. But yeah, that's about all there is to tell you. I mean, the rods have probably been out a couple of hours now. If we hear any bleeps while we're sort of looking at the rods, that's probably going to be small fish in the margins. On cue. So there's absolutely stack loads of fry and small fish in the lake at the moment. The small fish have really come on, the perch, the roach, etc. And there's absolutely shoals of them. So any bleeps like we just heard is, rather than it being liners from where we're fishing, it's more likely to be these shoals of smaller fish bumping into the lines where they're hitting the lines before the lines sort of go down to the back leads. So yeah, so there's not else much to tell you about what we're doing. Like I say, we'll look at the rigs more closely. As I said, we're doing something a little bit different to the Ronnie rigs, but we'll look at that tomorrow. So, right, I know it's a bit of a long intro, guys, but because this is my last time on here and whatnot, I just thought I'd waffle on a bit more. So, right, so that'll be it for filming today, guys, unless any carp come along, or if in like the last video, if I get a new PB tench, I'll happily film that as well. But for now, let's go fishing. Right then, guys, I just had my first bit of action, sort of. Left hand rod, bobbing, come up to the blank. Not a lot happened after that, so I thought, oh, here we go, we got a little tench or a bream. So because I've got me clutch done up quite tight on this session, because if I do get a fish, I don't want it to run too far down the channel. So anyway, so yeah, it kind of, the slack of the bobbing kind of come up to the rod and then nothing else happened. So I thought, here we go, tench or bream. Anyway, got the fish to the edge and it was a pike. A pike had taken my Ronnie. And I thought, here we go, I'm going to have a pike here, but just before the net, the inevitable happened. So I need to re-rig this rod, obviously. But I thought I was going to have a pike to show you then, but yeah, it just bit me off just before the net. I'm not going to boat this one back out, I'll just cast it back out and then yeah, oh well. Good morning, everybody. So after the vegetarian pike last night, no more action. But Jesus, I tell you what a difference between this session and last week. God, freezing. Oh, there's I've never shown it before, but in Bob's garden on a pole he's got a windsock, like a smaller version of like what you get at an airport, and yeah, it might look like the water's blowing from left to right, but in actual fact the wind is actually blowing a kind of in this towards this side of the lake. And I can tell you, it is freezing. It's a easterly, kind of northeasterly wind. And it is freezing. What a difference from last week where I was in a t-shirt, getting sunburned. And this week I've got 2 hoodies on, my woolly hat on, and I've even put me wellies on because where I'm sat in me bivvy, even the wind was blowing up my trouser legs and making me legs cold. So I put me wellies on just to stop any wind from sort of blowing up my trouser leg. It is proper cold. Right then guys, we've got our first fish. So I managed to get some footage of the fight, but I didn't get time to turn the microphone and all that, so I might play some clippets of the fight either now or after this piece. But yeah, give me a good fight, took out my left hand rod, and just as it was going over the net cord, the hook pulled out. So it was so close to losing this fish. It literally went in the net and then pop. I mean, I'm probably showing you now with some B-roll, but yeah. But it's a result, guys. Second time, I've got some leeches on net. Let's try and get them off. But yeah, a result. Second time using the new Blitz from Hinders, guys, and second fish using it. So what a result. How about that then, guys? Like I said, fished on a 12mm Blitz on the old Ronnie rig. And yeah, it's nice knowing that we haven't blanked on the last ever session at Aspen Lake. Oh, what a result. I'm happy with that. So whatever happens this session now, I'm happy, because yeah, just as lovely looking on that side, guys. yeah, the new Hinders Blitz strikes again. Awesome. Ah, lovely jubbly. What do you think of that then, guys? Ugh. Right, let's get some photos and then we'll get her back. Right, you'll notice I haven't revealed the weight of this one, guys, and there's a reason for that we'll go into afterwards. Oh, yeah, result, get on the Blitz. Oh, there we go. I don't know how well you saw that. The water's a bit more murky than what it was in the last video, but yes, Blitz does it again. Right then, guys, now that fish is safely returned, we can reveal why I didn't let you know the weight of that fish. And that's because the guys at Hinders have kindly offered to give a prize to do a guess the weight competition. So, first of all, we'll tell you what the prize is. So obviously it's to celebrate the release of the new Blitz bait from Hinders. So, as we've seen, last video, this video, both on the new Blitz and we've caught. So, it's a very good bait already. It was a good bait before, it's an even better bait now. So, the prize, you will win a bag of Blitz boilies. Now, this is a 1 kilo, but you will actually get a 5 kilo bag of boilies. You will also get a tub of Blitz hook baits. And you will also get a bottle of Blitz food liquid. So that combined prize is nearly 60 quid. So in the last video I told you how you could get some discount on your bait. This is how to get free bait. So 5 kilos of boilies, tub of hook baits, bottle of liquid food. What a prize and what a bait. So all you have to do, guess the weight of that fish I just had. UK entrance only. 1 guess per person, I'm afraid, only. If no one gets the exact weight, we'll do a nearest to weight. If there's a couple of guesses which are nearer the weight, we'll have to do a draw. Couple of stipulations. Please like and share this video. You must be a subscriber to my channel, and also please subscribe to the Hinders YouTube channel. There'll be a link in the video description below. So yeah, do all that and you could win that awesome prize. Right then, guys, so the rods have been wound in for a couple of hours now after I'd had that fish and then done the bit about the bait competition. I wound the other 2 rods in, had a walk around the lake, try and get me old daily steps up, visited the facilities, all that business, and yeah, it's getting to that time now where I'm going to put the rods back out shortly. So while I've got the rigs here in my tray, I'm going to show you how I'm fishing this session and why. And of course we already know it's the Blitz bait on the hook bait. So we've got the 12mm pop-ups, and then they are mounted to the good old Ronnie rig. Oh, if I can keep hold of it. So we've got a Gardner Mugger curve shank hook, size 11, you know, Ronnie swivel. On that I've got a one of the little Corda balance weights, because these new Blitz have been made a lot more buoyant. So yeah, just one of the balance weights on there just to help pin the bait down. And then the hook link there is the Fox Camotex Soft at 6 inches of. Why am I using the Camotex Soft as opposed to the Gemini booms that I normally use? Well, this part of the lake that I'm fishing normally is a renowned for this time of year for getting the weed growth before the sort of the rest of the lake. And so what I want when this rig goes out, rather than a stiffer boom like the Gemini ones, it's possible that, you know, this could land over weed or anything. So when this goes down, I want, you know, the softness, so that if this goes over any debris, the softness of the coated braid will easily go over that debris. With the Gemini boom, there's a potential that if it landed on any debris, it could sit bolt upright, and obviously you don't want that. You want the hook on the bottom. So yeah, so if it does, you know, between the lead system and the hook, if it lands on any, goes over any debris, which is a high potential that can happen in this swim, you know, we've got the soft hook link to counteract that, so the hook should stay on the bottom. So all 3 rods were fishing that rig, and of course that's mounted to the good old, just, you know, lead clip system, rigmarole, rig tubing, 3.5 ounce lead. But we're going to make one small change today when the rods go back out. So we're going to keep 2 on the Ronnie. I was chatting to my good friend Lee yesterday. You all know Lee if you're regular, long-time viewers. He's had quite a bit of success on this swim. Now, when he fished this swim, he fishes almost right up to the rope. Now, if you don't know what I mean by the rope, up the channel towards the bridge, a few years ago now, Bob put a rope with floats on it, basically to stop people taking the mickey with bait boats and going too far up the channel towards the bridge, which I think what did happen in the early days when all this section first got opened up. I think a couple of people were going too close to the bridge, and I think one person even went under the bridge, which obviously isn't acceptable. So what Bob did, but halfway between the mouth of the channel to the bridge, Bob put in a rope with floats on it just to stop people going too far up the channel, which is fair enough. So basically there's the floats you can also use as little markers to fish up to. And when I was chatting to Lee yesterday, he said he picks a particular floats, what he marks up to, and goes very close to the rope using all the water available in this swim. So I'm going to do that on one rod tonight, but on that rod, because it's a bit shallower, a bit deeper into the channel, I'm going to bring out one of the rigs from last video, which is the German rig with a wafter on it. I'm not going to go too much into depth on that rig. If you want to see how that got tied up, look at the last video where I caught a fish. I'll go into depth in that video. Right, and guys, so first rod ready to go out. I'm just looking out for the swan. Just after I'd done the rig piece, the swan came and sat in my swim for a little while, so just waiting for him. I had to wait for him to disappear again. So, baiting up wise strategy, we're doing exactly as what we did last week. So, let's give that a good so this is me bucket of particle, which is like the hemp and corn, and me, you know, me party blend. So we're having a nice good scoop of that first. Then we got some of the boilies already crumbed up. So in we go. A few pellets, lovely jovely, and of course a squirt of the Blitz liquid food. Lovely jovely, plenty of attraction there. Right, lid on the boat as per fishery rules, because of mainly how aggressive that swan is. The rule here is bait boats must have a lid or a cover. Right, so I'm only going to film this rod. This is the rod that's going to go to the spot where we've had that fish from. So basically, once you get into the channel, about halfway between the entrance to the channel and the rope, there's a kind of a dead branch that sticks out from the right hand side of the bank, and that is basically my distance marker. I'm going up level to that particular dead branch, but as per aim, I'm just sort of going just to the right of one of the floats up the channel as well. Pretty much just halfway between the middle of the bridge, the stanchion of the bridge, and the side of the bank up there. So there we go, so we're about level with that dead branch now. I'm lined up with just to the right of the float, and bombs away. And the ducks are already waiting to see what they can get out of it. So the only difference I'm going to do when I do the middle rod, which I said to the spot that my mate Lee fishes, the only difference, it's a little bit shallower, a bit further up there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put boilie crumb and pellets in that boatload, guys, because where it's a bit shallower, I don't want nothing visual like the corn to stick out to the, just so I don't attract the bird life and potentially have to redo a rod because the ducks have picked me rig up. Right guys, so that is the first rod set up, and then tomorrow we'll look at spots where the other two rods are fishing. Well, good morning guys, and yeah, we've had to start the day with a nice Bailey's hot chocolate, because I can tell you it's just gone 8 o'clock and it's only about 8 degrees. It is freezing with this wind that's blown on top of the low temperature. I woke up just after 6 this morning needing a wee, and it was only 4 degrees then, which obviously with the wind chill factor felt like it was in the minus. I can tell you I've got a t-shirt on, base layer, a jumper and a hoodie, and I'm only just about warm enough. So Bailey's hot chocolate to warm the day. Don't let that sun fool you. At the moment it is absolutely freezing. So yeah, so anyway, the fishing, obviously a quiet night because there was no footage, and the reason why there's no footage, because there was no fish. Absolutely nothing last night, not a bleep, nothing. Just chatting to Steve, 2 swims up on my left, who's just packed up, and he was the same. He had 2 runs the night before, but unfortunately lost them both. Same as me last night. He had nothing, not even a bleep. And I'm sure it's no coincidence that this cold wind and cold temperatures, this northeasterly, kind of east northeasterly wind we've got at the moment, I'm sure it's no coincidence that there was no bites last night. It is Baltic. This Bailey's hot chocolate though is warming me up a tad. So like I said, not long, just gone 8 o'clock, so hopefully we're going to leave the rods out for as long as possible today, guys. Obviously we had that fish yesterday which come around midday, which yeah, not often you kind of get midday bites here, but they are very welcome when they come, because at the moment that is me blank saver. But yeah, this is the last full day, going into the last night tonight. So yeah, tonight's going to be my last night of me membership before it runs out next week. So yeah, last day and last night, guys. So because tonight is my last night, I'm going to treat myself tonight, guys. I'm going to pop to the old South Cerney village. It's only a few miles down the road, and go and get myself a fish and chip supper. So I haven't done that for ages. I don't think I had any fish and chips the whole of last season. So final night, going to treat myself. Right guys, so in last week's video we introduced you to the new blitz bait from Hinders, which we obviously used to success in that video, and also in this video where we've had one. So although I'm not using these hook baits in this session, it's another new range of hook baits from Hinders I thought I'd introduce you to. So yeah, I know I'm not using them in this video, but I'm showing you now because I want to prepare them for my future sessions. So basically, if you know Hinders, you'll know about the beetling that Hinders have had for absolutely years. Great liquid, great, additive it is to baits, spod mixes, whatever you want. And these hook baits are all based on the kind of the beetling flavour. So we got, 6 flavours, some of them new, some of them kind of what's already out, but they've all kind of been revamped, or the ones that have been out, like the Tutti Frutti. Yeah, I mean, Tutti Frutti's been out for years, so obviously that one's been around for a while. In a few of my previous videos we've seen me using some test wafters in pink and yellow. Well, that's these two here. And then but yeah, anyway, so basically what I want to do, so in like the last video where I showed you the new blitz hook baits, all of Hinders hook baits come with a little pot of booster liquid to enhance the baits. So what I want to do now is basically put all the booster liquids from these pots into the hook baits and get them boosted, ready for when I fish with them in the future. But I thought I'd show you what the hook baits are as I'm doing it. So we'll start here. So as I said, these two are the test wafters that I've used in some previous videos. So these two are just called Beetlin Plus, and they are in the pink and yellow. Like I say, we've seen me using these already. This one is Beetlin and Plum, Tutti Frutti, get the little Beetlin and Blackcurrant, Beetlin and Almond. All lovely colours as well. So starting with the two that I've used already. So we've got a nice vivid pink for the Beetlin Plus there. Nice vivid yellow also for the Beetlin Plus. For the Beetlin and Plum, also another nice yellow. Tutti Frutti, of course, is the orange. Beetlin and Blackcurrant is white. And then the Beetlin and Almond is like a sort of a pale washed out pink. So, if you want to add this range of hook baits to your armoury, you've basically got all your favourite colours, covered here. So yeah, I mean, there's not a lot else to really say. The only other thing to say about them is that they've made the hook bait smaller. So when we see me using the test ones, I may have mentioned that they've been made a little bit smaller. It was kind of by customer request, really, mainly for sort of PVA bags and that kind of fishing. So up to now, all of Hinders wafters have kind of been a 10 by 12 mil size, and people just ask for something a little bit smaller just to make them a bit more kind of PVA bag friendly mainly. So they're now an 8mm by 10mm size, which is they're absolutely lovely now. And as we see here, every tub of hook baits you get from Hinders, I mean every hook bait, not just these, all come with the matching booster liquid. So I can't wait to use. I mean, obviously we've used these ones in previous videos, so you know these ones will last for ages because I've still got the other pots. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you. You know, they all smell absolutely great, obviously, because they're all based on the sweetness of the beetling. And yeah, they might be available by the time this video comes out, guys. If they're not yet, they won't be very long after this video comes out. But yeah, they're certainly worth getting in your armoury, guys. And don't forget, if you order from the Hinders website, in the redemption code bit at the bottom, if you add CK10, gives you 10% off all your orders. So yeah, so basically I'm going to add all the booster liquids from all these hook baits into the tubs now and really get them zhuzhed up, ready for when we see these hook baits used in future videos. Right guys, so we're about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so we're about an hour and a half past the bite time that I had yesterday. So basically what I'm going to do is pull the rods in soon after I've finished talking to you. Go and basically have a walk round, try and get some of me daily steps in, do the scenic route round to the loo. Quite a few people turning up now. It's Friday today, so sort of quite a few of the weekend anglers are turning up. So what I'm hoping is that with more people dotted around the lake, that might get the fish moving around a bit more. So hopefully have a second fish this session this evening or tonight. But yeah, you find sometimes on lakes like this where there's only a low stock, if there's only a few anglers on with the design of the lake, it doesn't take much for the fish to go elsewhere away from the angling pressure. So there's definitely more people on the top bank, there's people on the other side, some more people up this side, so it's getting busier for the weekend. So fingers crossed that can get the fish moving around. That's what we're talking about, guys. What a last night treat on the bank this is. If this is the last fish I have on Aspen, I'll be happy with that. Right, and guys, so after that very enjoyable fish and chip supper, we are getting the rods back out. Although as you can see, one rod is out already. Right hand rod, the spot where we had the fish from yesterday, so thought I'd get that one out first off camera because you've already seen where that rod's fishing. This is the middle rod. So yesterday we sent the middle rod more or less straight up the middle of the channel and more or less up to the rope, but I'm not going to go that far tonight because when I was winding the rods in earlier on, there's some quite snaggy a bit further up, and I don't want my line or my rig or anything to potentially catch on that snag again. All three rods are back on the Ronnie rigs now, because when I wound in that rod that I'd snagged on, it dinged a hook over, so we just binned that rig off and dug out the Ronnie rig from the previous day. So all three back on the Ronnies, obviously still fishing the blitz hook baits. And the other slight change I'm making is, so the rig's already in the boat, so still doing a scooper particle, because there's only little bits and pieces in that keep the fish grubbing around if they find your spot. But tonight we're going to forego the boilie chops and boilie crumb. Why? Well, nothing has happened since yesterday lunchtime, so potentially all the bait I put out yesterday, mainly the bigger stuff, might be still out there. So so if they're still out there, I don't want to put more bigger food items on top. So we'll just put the little bits out there just to get them grubbing around. A scooper pellet as well, because obviously they break down and give off some nice attraction. And of course the little glug of Blitz liquid food. So this is middle rod, so it's going to go slightly up the channel, but on the left hand side where we started on day one with this middle rod. On the left hand side, couple of rod lengths into the channel, there's a particular bush that kind of overhangs a fair bit, and that is my distance marker. So like day one, I'm aiming for halfway between the left bank and the middle of the bridge, but distance wise level with that overhang. Slightly left, oh, a bit too much, and that's it, about just there. So it bombs away. Lovely jubbly. Right, that's the last one I'm going to film, guys. I won't film the left hand rod, but you can see it in shot. Basically, I'm fishing just the corner, so that's this bank comes down as it curves off to go up the channel. I'm basically aiming for the very corner, so them kind of bushes you see up the channel, I'm kind of aiming for the left hand side of them bushes on the corner. So as the rod goes out, it's almost pretty much dead straight out in front. Baiting strategy for all three rods is exactly the same, just the particle and pellet. As I said, all three rods are on the Ronnies for tonight. Alright guys, so we'll do, like I say, we'll do the third rod off the camera just to save blog time. So yeah, so when that third rod goes out, unless any fishy action happens, that is potentially the last time a rod's going to go out on Aspen for me. So fingers crossed, guys. We might waffle on a bit later on, you know, but yeah, hopefully we can have one more fish on our final night. Well then guys, so we have another nice capture. Not a carp before you get too excited, guys, but for those of you that recall last week's video, I beat my PB tench. At the time, before that session, it had stood at £6 for absolutely years and years. What was it? Then I beat it last week by £6.10. I've just beat it by another 14 ounces. If I've worked it out right. Oh, epic tench. There we go. Another new PB tench, guys. £7.5. What a tench. I was happy that I beat my PB tench last week. Now the following week I've beat it again. 7.5 pound. What a fish. There we go. What a fish, eh, guys? 7.5 pound tench. Look at that, dorsal up, proud as punch. And I'm happy with that as well, guys. Oh, even if this is going to be my last fish of this trip, this makes me happy. A PB tench. Lovely dovely. Well, good morning everyone. And yeah, that was me last sleep on Aspen. It's my final morning. But yeah, I would say a wake-up call. I wasn't even asleep when I had that tench last night, but yeah, what a result to have another PB tench. Two sessions back to back where I've caught carp, and both the sessions where I've upped me PB on a tench. I know some of you watching with tench might not be your thing, but I do like tench myself, so I'm more than happy to end this session on a PB tench. Although it's not the end yet, it's still early yet. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, and I'm going to fish up to lunchtime, mainly because we had that carp 2 days ago at around lunchtime. So I'm going to fish up to lunchtime, and then yeah, keep your fingers crossed for maybe one last carp. But yeah, but if my last fish on this lake is a PB, that's good enough for me. That's made my session. It's also nice that I've had a nice carp, but especially as there's a competition involved with that carp for you guys. But yeah, it's a lovely morning today. Woke up straight away to blue skies. The wind isn't as strong as it's been for the last couple of days. This morning, there is a bit of a breeze, but not as strong as it's been the last couple of days. So it doesn't feel like that morning chill. It's just a very lovely morning, a very nice final morning. Well, you know, I'm watching a patch of bobbling out there, which is probably about a rod length and a half, maybe 2 at the very most from where my left rod is fishing. So, right, I'm gonna have some breakfast, guys. We'll keep them fingers crossed for one last carp in the last few hours of fishing. I'm thinking my left hand rod might go, guys. We have got a lovely patch of bobbling from obviously a feeding fish right on the muck where my left hand rod is fishing. Literally on that corner spot that I said I was going to go to last night. Rod length out from the island, bobbling and bobbling and bobbling. There is clearly a feeding fish on my left hand spot. Oh, come on, one last fish before I go home. Right, guys, you might notice there's only 2 rods out, and we've just had another tench, but I'm gonna have to, for the last couple of hours of fishing, I'm gonna have to redo all 3 rods because the tench come in and then bolted right and then took out my middle rod and right hand rod. So there's a bit of a not as much of a tangle. Oh yeah, I can see my other line around this line. Not the way I wanted to end my last couple of hours of fishing, but yeah, I just had to quickly open up the bail arms on these two rods. That, oh dear, what a palaver. But yeah, because there was a bit of a knit one purl one situation at me rod tips, I just unhooked the tench in the margins and sent it on its way. Alright, because I've actually already started packing up, guys, I'm just going to ping the rods back out just to get them fishing for the last couple of hours. Like I said, I've bait boats away, loads of allocates away, all behind my bivvy. I haven't refreshed the hook baits or anything, just not going to waste hook baits for the last couple of hours. I've just dropped the rig into the margins, and this new formula of, you know, hook baits that hinders are doing now, they're still very buoyant. So lovely, lovely. And that's pretty much not far off me spot that we baited up with a boat yesterday. So there's probably a bit of disturbance in my swim I didn't want for the last couple of hours. As the bait boats with their minimal disturbance 100% give you an advantage here, but hey ho, it is what it is. Rods on the ground, last chance saloon now, guys. There we go then, guys, last rod. There we go. Game over, guys. Last rod to ever wind in here at Aspen. Well then, guys, that's the end of this video and the end of my time on Aspen. Yeah, nearly 6 years of fishing here. I thought I'll end the video where I very first fished Aspen for the first time. That's what the beach swim, or what was the beach swim, as you can see, it's all totally overgrown now. Obviously at the time there was no swims all down that side of the lake, which there is now, which is why this swim got left to overgrow. But yeah, thought for a bit of nostalgia, we'll end it where we started it. So yeah, been another good session on Aspen, guys. I'm really happy with how this session's gone. Another carp, another PB tench, just like my last time on here. If you are going to have a go at a guess the weight competition, guys, don't forget, you must like this video, be a subscriber. If you could share this video, that would also be really appreciated. And the main thing is also subscribe to the Hinders YouTube channel. Like I said, there will be a description in the link in the description box below, so please do that as well, guys. As I said earlier in the video, one guest per person, UK entrance only. I think the competition might run for a week, maybe two. I can't fish for 2 weeks yet, so might run the competition up until that point, just before I fish my next session in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, bit of nostalgia here. The old beach swim. Like I say, it looks different now. Now it's overgrown, guys. But yeah, time to say goodbye to Aspen. Who knows? After whatever adventures I choose next, I may decide to come back in a couple of years, maybe. Who knows? But for now, the adventures on Aspen are finished. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for watching all my Aspen Lake diaries. Wherever my next adventure takes me, I haven't quite decided yet. But till then, guys, tight lines, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm fishing with Darren, by the way, in that video. Balking Lake. So,